There are over 600 legendary creatures and planeswalkers on Magic the Gathering Arena, and I am so crazy that I want to play them all in the Historic Brawl format. Some will be bad, some will be combo-tastic, some will be synergistic, and some will be tribalistic. Come on this journey with me as I attempt to play every single legendary creature in the MTG Arena Historic Brawl format. One last thing. I will let fate decide which deck I play. So all the cards will be put into a random number generator where we will decide which creature or planeswalker we will play in our deck. So let's make our way. Alright, hello. Before we get into this deck, I want to thank my Patreon, Jimmy Colorado, for supporting the channel, for helping create this deck with me. If you want to get in on the deck building and conversations, hit up the Patreon in the link below. $5, not too big. Like, subscribe, notify, and let's get into this. All right, hello and welcome to this Vivien Arkbow Ranger playing every single legendary permanent in Historic Brawl Challenge. This is Vivien Arkbow Ranger, 4 mana, 4 loyalty planeswalker. It has a +1 distribute, 2/1/1 counters among up to 2 target creatures you control. They gain trample until the end of turn. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. -5 doesn't matter at this point with the cards that we currently have on Arena. So maybe in the future, but right now it's not that powerful. So the deck is kind of ramping into high stat to mana value ratio. So we got a whole bunch of 1-drop accelerants, Elvish Mystic, Gilded Goose, Land War Elves. Then we got some 2-drop accelerants. We wanted all creatures. We had Jimmy Colorado and I were playing around with this, and the mana rocks just weren't cutting it. So we he suggested play more of the creature side of things, so that they carry the 1/1 counters, because Vivien likes to distribute counters. So we got a Druid of the Cowl, Elysian Caryatid, Incubation Druid wants a 1/1 counter on it, so we can produce more mana. Land War Loam Speaker can make one of our lands into a creature if we need to. Orochi Merge Keeper also plays really well with the 1/1 counters, because if it has one, then it produces 2 mana. Paradise Druid is just nice hexproof. Reclusive Taxidermist, we're playing a whole bunch of creatures, so this can easily be a 4/4. Tangle Florahedron could be a land if we need it, or a 1/1 accelerant. And then Rishkar Pima Renegade, because we're putting a whole bunch of 1/1 counters on things, this makes your other creatures into mana creatures as well. Then we got a bunch of value for mana cost, like the Long Tusk Stalker makes one of itself bigger plus another creature bigger. Pelt Collector keeps growing as you cast creatures. Tenacious Pup can help make your other creature after comes in after it bigger, give it trample of vigilance. Quarian Beast Color gets bigger and moves the counters from it to another creature. Scavenging Ooze gains counters but also helps us with graveyards. Bark Hide Troll is hard to remove and also carries counters well. Werewolf Pack Leader can draw us cards, which is quite nice. Oran Reef Ooze adds more counters onto things as we go in the game and it attacks. Junkai Liberator can help us find cards that we need, whether they are lands or non-lands. Primal Adversary is one of those cards that's really good stats to convert to mana cost, and can also make your lands into creatures there again, so we can go wide. Ronus the Indomitable, it has Death Touch and Indestructible, and it's really easy to get that 4-power creature in this deck, so it can attack and block quite easily, and the fact that it's indestructible makes it quite hard to deal with. Tireless Tracker can help us draw cards and it gets bigger. Garruk's Harbinger, being hexproof from black, is quite powerful from a lot of the control style decks in the format, and it also helps us filter to the top of our library to draw creature cards. Old Growth Troll is just a really value 3 mana 4/4. There again, it's got some good stats. Same with Steel Leaf Champion, and also Yorvo Lord of Garenbrig is also a good stat to power, and it keeps getting bigger. Then we got your kind of stereotypical removals stuff. We got Blizzard Brawl, Shaper Sanctuary helps us draw cards in those control matchups. Tail Swipe removal. Tamio's Safekeeper's Protection. Line Up the Shot is very flexible and can help you deal with almost any kind of thing you need. Heroic Intervention, more protection. Master's Rebuke, more removal. Once Upon a Time is a free card filter if you cast it first, and there's 2 mana to find what you need. Ram Through, another good removal spell. Wilt, just dealing or destroying artifacts or enchantments and just getting rid of it if you need to cycle and draw a card. Fight Rigging, we got lots of high power stuff, and this puts 1/1 counters on things, so it's fairly easy to trigger. Garruk's Uprising gives our creatures trample and also makes it so that we draw cards when we cast our spells. Settle the Wilds, if we can do this on 6 or 7, can get some very powerful creatures out of our deck and also get us a land. We've got some higher value, mana value creatures. Goreclaw, Terror of Kalsisma gives our creatures trample and also makes all these higher converted mana cost creatures cost less. Nylea Keen-Eyed, another one of those spells that makes it so that our creatures cost less and also is a big indestructible creature, and late game you can start looking at the top of your library to start digging for creatures. Toski, Bearer of Secrets, just draws us cards, also carries counters really well. They're again the indestructible clause. Questing Beast is kind of like the green Doomblade, being able to deal with planeswalkers and not get blocked by little things. Also having Death Touch and Vigilance makes it attack and protect. Shifting Ceratops can't be countered in protection from blue, another one of those good cards in the control matchups, and also being able to gain trample or reach, or also haste if you cast it on for 5 mana. Can be quite powerful. Up at the top, we got Ashaya, makes it so that our creatures don't get destroyed by things that say destroy target non-land permanent, because it makes all our creatures lands, so that's very powerful. Defiler of Vigor makes our spells cheaper at the cost of life, but also puts 1/1 counters on anytime we cast a green permanent, and there are lots of them. God Eternal Ronus, if we're wide enough, it can make us get bigger and give all our creatures vigilance. And if we have our things that give our creatures trample, it can just end the game on the spot. Nissa, Who Shakes the World, helps us ramp big time. Can also make it so that we can attack with our lands. Vivien, Monster's Advocate, the +1 is a good blocker. Make us so that we can cast creature spells off the top of our library. We have lots of creatures, so we can take advantage of that. And if you can cast this with a 6 or 7, when you -2, you get some really good cards. Unnatural Growth, another one of those let's win the game right now kind of cards. Everbreath Caretaker, 1/1 counters, and also can make all our creatures hexproof, which is quite powerful. Carnage Tyrant, just a good stat stick. Trample, hexproof, can't be countered, good in the control matchups. Vorinclex slows down all of our opposing planeswalkers on the other side of the battlefield and accelerates our own. Kogla can fight and also deal with enchantments. Titan of Industry deals with enchantments, gains us life, gets us another creature, can also protect something, so it's a very good, powerful top end. And we got 2 more of the Great Hand, draws us cards, gains us life, and is fairly easy to cast for 3/2 mana. Same with Gulta, can easily be cast for 2 or 3 mana, and it is a big, gigantic 12/12. And we got our stereotypical lands. We played a lot of basics because lands coming into play tapped and colorless lands when we have a whole bunch of triple green and double green stuff, and a triple green planeswalker for our commander just didn't quite cut it. So for me, I liked Field of Ruin to get rid of opposing creature lands, and then Bonder's Enclave to give us a little bit of extra card draw. So that's the deck. Let's get into some games, and then we can talk about it after we're done playing. Let's do it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, notify, and Patreon in the link in the description below. All right, let's do it. This is a keepable hand. 2-drop Accelerant, 3-drop Accelerant. Good 3-drop. And against il-kor, Sadistic Pilgrim. Hopefully it's not removal deck. Looks like it's going to be... I've never actually played against it or played with it in this format, so it could be something quite annoying to play against. All right, so we do this, and then I think... I go get a 4-drop, or 4-drops are quite powerful. We're gonna do this because this makes it so that, sure, draw your card.
Close your eyes.
+2 here.
And listen to the sounds of the wild.
So this can tap for 2 mana now.
Stomping time.
If they let it live. Alright, they are gonna let it live.
Ah, I've endured worse.
Alright, so we're gonna do this into if I do this, then I can hold up heroic intervention. And blow that up.
Get 'em.
And we can attack for 3. All right. All right. That's pretty powerful. Let's seek some wilds. Just put it into play. Okay. Auto pay. Right, so that's pretty powerful. Just gonna put him on the ooze.
We're fit enough to survive.
Are we? Coming in hot. All right. A witch. Oh, that's clever. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature and you return. Yikes. Ooh, that's a doozy. Play this. Play this. Plus here and here, because we'll sacrifice the old growth troll.
My, how you've grown.
And you get rid of this. Sure. Troll can go on to a land. And then from here we do this.
I've seen too many species die already. Watch out, they bite.
And then attack with 13. Then I'm going to play this. And end the turn. 20 trample damage now. Do this. I will pay the 1. And then
Nature will
this,
take back what rightfully belongs to it.
going to poke that. Sure. No attacks. We'll end the turn there. We'll make all our stuff indestructible. The removal spell for my 13. No way, we got there in a W. It's been a while since I won a game. All right, that's fun. All right, on to game number 2. Let's do it. This is keepable. Ramp City juiced up and ready. I'm not sure if we're gonna play this as a spell or we're gonna play it as a land. We're up against Darigaaz Shivan Champion, one of those new legendary creatures. Can't cycle it, dummy. So at the beginning of your end step, conjure a random card from its spellbook. The pretty large dragony spellbook. I don't know why it's letting me. And then it gets an egg counter on it. And from that egg counter, it takes how many turns? 3. Bye. So it gets 3 egg counters. And then when it has no egg counters, wonder if... I wonder how Vorinclex plays with this. I don't actually know the answer to that question. I'm just gonna play this. The next turn we will... This comes into play. Neither players know it from what I understand. And I have a feeling that we are not long for this world. They're gonna get a creature next turn. Oh.
No, would you like to see what's left of Skull?
Well, at least they didn't hit something too good. All right. I guess we get to figure out how Vorinclex works with Darigaaz.
Okay, so you've got claws.
All right, what's under it? Skargan Hellkite. Removal, removal, removal. That's a really cool art.
Nature.
That's an interesting card to be playing. Guess if you don't want to miss your land drops. All right, so we're going to... I don't have enough mana, 4, 5, 6, 7 to do both of these. That sucks. That means we're just dead, right? Do this. Do this. Yeah, we are just dead.
An apocalypse.
Here you go. Here you go. Submit.
This will be fun to watch.
In turn. All right, what's coming down for the next one? Mana form, Hellkite. Alright, go through your motions.
The wilds are my shield.
That's Professor Onyx to you.
Sure.
The library.
And we dead. You're a dick. Alright. On to the next game we go. This is all way too high. This is much better. Alright. Sliver. The first sliver, there's a couple ways that this could go. This could go the way of actual Sliver Tribal, or there's a janky combo tastic kind of deck that it could go with. We got a decent start. Got a decent start, but as did they. All right, we're going to do this into this and to see what happens. Are they slivers or are they more than slivers? Find out here in a second. We do have a removal spell for their first sliver. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I mean, why not? Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Them cutting off our mana at the knees is in some ways a good thing for them. We draw land, we might Arkbow. We are going to mute you, good sir. And we'll give it one more draw step. So it's just good. Okay. Fight rigging into what? Solve the equation. What are you solving? What equation are you solving? Path to exile. Okay, goodbye. On to the last game. Alright, Sorin. We mulligan. Yeah, we can keep this. No ramp kind of sucks. So Sorin, Vengeful, Bloodlord. Can either... You can play it on the theme of vampires, but you can also play it as just a pretty strong... Orzhov control deck. Which I have a feeling this is, although that's just a general good card. Removal dot deck. Removal dot deck. Removal deck. Destroy this one. Somehow exile. Nope, no exile effects. Yep. Puppy dog. Oh, they can put. Okay, well. They can't put that on yet. All right. Gonna give them. Do I give them the option to block? Probably not. Ah, that's good for me. Sure. Totally forgot about the second clause of that text. Oops. That was a big oops. All right, so I'm gonna do this for 3.
Oh, I am gonna love tearing this place to the ground.
I guess they didn't think they could beat a 7/7 Defiler. All right, we got a couple W's, we got a couple losses. Let's talk about the deck and do the next randomization. All right, Vivien, Arkbow Ranger. I think it's a really fun mono green commander to play. It's a removal spell on a stick, but it also can play that 1/1 synergy kind of thing if you're ahead. If you are behind, as we saw in a couple of the games, it's just virtually impossible to, or it's very hard to catch up in mono green. Especially when you're playing against like the Darigaaz kind of player who wants to be a little bit of a you know what. But lots of like spot removal is hard on the deck. So there are a couple more things that we could use. There was a 3 mana instant rare. Don't know if I have it. This one. Yuntai Scale Shield is another one of those permanents you control, gain hexproof and indestructible. You get to seek a creature that they cast a mana value 3 or less. That was another card that Jimmy Colorado kind of pointed out. I didn't play it in here because I figured having cameo safekeeping and where is it? Heroic Intervention was enough, but maybe it isn't enough, and maybe that third version of this card was needed. So as far as like the actual deck itself is concerned, I started out with cards like Arcane Signet and Arcane Signet. Client is quite slow. Arcane Signet and the banner. The Heraldic Banner to kind of ramp us up. But then after testing it for a little bit, Jimmy and I both decided that the creatures for ramp would be more efficient than the non-creatures for ramp. Because you want things that 1/1 counters can be carried on. As far as the actual creatures in the deck are concerned, that's kind of where you can go fun with it, have fun with it, choose what you want. I think cards like Yorvo, Lord of Garenbrig, Steel Leaf Champion, Old Growth Troll, they're all very kind of almost auto includes in a deck such as Vivien, Arkbow Ranger, and really any mono green shell. So yeah, that was the deck. I had fun. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, notify, hit up the Patreon if you want to help build these decks that are that I'm showcasing in these videos. And let's get into the randomization of these cards before we say goodbye. Let's go find our next commander. All right, 701 legendary permanents to go. Let's hit the spinner and see what we get. Spinning, spinning. And we get Rogar, Famine Incarnate. What is this? 8 mana, 7/6. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature sacrificed this way. When it enters the battlefield, up to one target player's life total becomes half their starting life total rounded down. Interesting. So mono black, like creature accelerate, like we want little creatures that die, sacrifice really well. It's going to be an interesting deck. This is one deck I would probably have never built if it wasn't for this challenge. So let's see what happens. I'm going to go into deck building, and until next time, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. Remember to like, subscribe, notify, Patreon in the description below. Take care. Bye for now.